Tension is bubbling over at Ibrox, and it hasn't even been 2 months since the new season kicked off. What was supposed to be a fresh chapter under Russell Martin is already teetering on the edge of collapse. The mood in the stands has turned sour, the optimism that greeted the summer appointments has all but vanished, and now, just a handful of matches in, the pressure is reaching boiling point. Supporters are no longer willing to wait and see. They're demanding answers. And frankly, after the last few weeks, you can't really blame them. Rangers fans were promised something different. A rebuild, a new philosophy, energy, identity. Instead, they've seen their team stumble through the opening weeks without a single league win, crash out of the Champions League in humiliating fashion, and look completely devoid of confidence going forward. And at the center of the storm is Russell Martin, a man who arrived in Glasgow with big ideas and a calm demeanor, but now finds himself in a fight to keep the dressing room united and the supporters from turning completely. To make things worse, any hope that the international break would cool tempers has quickly been dashed. All eyes are now locked onto the weekend clash with Hearts, a must-win in every sense. But even that storyline was briefly overshadowed by the brilliance of Theo Isgaard, whose international heroics gave fans a fleeting moment of joy amidst the chaos. The young forward was electric for Norway in their 11-1 demolition of Moldova, bagging 4 goals and earning praise from none other than Erling Haaland, who handed him the ball to complete his hat trick from the penalty spot. It was a gesture that said a lot about Haaland's class, and Isgaard himself couldn't hide his emotion after the match, calling it an unforgettable moment with his family watching on from the stands. The hope now, of course, is that Isgaard brings that same energy back to Glasgow. Rangers are desperate for someone, anyone, to spark life into their attack. The draw against Celtic before the break was far from a convincing performance, but at the very least, it showed signs of tactical discipline and fight, something the team sorely lacked in the matches before. If Isgaard can channel his international momentum, he could be the key to turning the tide, at least in the short term. But it's not just about him. This is a squad full of players still trying to find their feet, still searching for consistency, and that lack of cohesion is costing them dearly. Behind the scenes, the board remains, at least for now, supportive of Martin. The message coming out of Ibrox is one of calm. The club's leadership believe in the project and recognize that time is needed to build a new identity. But that belief isn't mirrored in the stands. Patience is wearing thin. Fans are already questioning the tactical approach, the lack of clear progression, and above all, the results. Football is a results-driven business, and right now, the numbers are not on Martin's side. No wins in 4 league games. Out of Europe before it even began. And an attack that looks anything but threatening. The reality is stark. Unless something changes fast, this is not going to end well. Rangers simply cannot afford to drift further behind their rivals, especially not with Celtic also showing signs of vulnerability this season. There's a sense within Ibrox that the title race isn't lost yet. But if Rangers are to stay in it, they need to find rhythm, and they need to find it now. The next run of fixtures will be critical. Every dropped point adds to the noise, and every lackluster performance increases the pressure tenfold. And speaking of pressure, one name that has surfaced more and more in recent days is Oliver Ant-Man. The Finnish winger arrived at Rangers with high expectations. A creative spark, already tested in the Dutch league, and with international pedigree to his name, Ant-Man was viewed as a potential game-changer, someone who could bring flair and unpredictability to a team crying out for it. His debut seemed to confirm that hope, as he notched 2 assists in an eye-catching performance against Victoria Plzen. But since then, the excitement has faded. Ant-Man has failed to hit the net in a Rangers shirt. His impact has been minimal. The early promise has given way to a string of anonymous performances, and confidence appears to have drained out of him. In his latest outing for Finland, he was given the chance to start against Poland but struggled to make any kind of impression. Shunted to the left wing, not his preferred side, Ant-Man failed to complete a single dribble, didn't register a shot on target, and was hauled off just after the hour mark. It was a tough watch, and emblematic of the wider issues plaguing Rangers' attacking options right now. Under Russell Martin, no forward has really found form. There's a clear lack of chemistry in the final third. Creativity is at a premium. Goals even more so. And with the pressure mounting, players like Ant-Man, who rely on instinct, confidence, and flair, are starting to look like shadows of their former selves. That's not just a worry for the coaching staff. It's a red flag for the entire system. Because if talented players are consistently underperforming, the question quickly becomes, is it the individuals? Or is it the structure they're being asked to operate in? For now, Ant-Man remains a conundrum. His ability isn't in doubt, and his versatility gives Martin some flexibility in how to use him. But right now, it feels like he's stuck in limbo. Not quite a starter, not quite an impact sub, not quite delivering enough to be considered undroppable. The longer that first goal takes to arrive, the heavier the burden will feel. And at a club like Rangers, where expectations are sky high and patience is always in short supply, that kind of pressure can crush a player before they've even had a proper chance to shine. It's a situation that mirrors so much of what's happening at Ibrox right now. Flashes of promise, big names with pedigree, but no real cohesion, no clear plan, and certainly no results to fall back on. Russell Martin may still have the backing of the boardroom, but out in the stands, the mood is turning fast. Every decision is scrutinized. Every misstep is magnified. And while there's still time to steady the ship, the clock is ticking louder with each passing game. If Martin is to survive this rocky start, he'll need players like Asgard and Ant-Man to step up and deliver. Not just moments, but consistent performances. He needs his attacking unit to come alive. He needs the fans to feel a connection again, to believe that this isn't just another false dawn. Because make no mistake, another season of underachievement will not be tolerated, and if the team fails to respond, it won't be long before the support demands change, regardless of what the boardroom thinks. It's not just the big names under scrutiny right now. The entire squad is caught in the crossfire of this turbulent start. There's no hiding place when you wear the blue shirt at Ibrox, and for many of these players, the expectation is proving heavier than they anticipated. That energy, that roar from the stands, it can be a driving force when things are going well. But when the results dry up and the confidence dips, it becomes a weight, a constant reminder that second best is never good enough in Glasgow. Russell Martin spoke during preseason about building a team that plays with courage and control. He wanted his side to dominate possession, to dictate the pace of matches, and to express themselves with the ball. But so far, that vision has barely materialized. Too often, Rangers look slow and predictable in the final third. The passing is safe, the movement is labored, and the urgency simply isn't there. It's as if the players are caught between what they used to do and what they're being asked to do now, stuck in a tactical limbo where nothing quite flows. That's not to say there haven't been glimpses. The goalless draw with Celtic, frustrating as it was, did show some defensive improvement. For the first time in weeks, there was structure, organization, and discipline at the back. But the bluntness in attack remains a glaring issue. You can't win titles drawing blanks, and Rangers need to start turning possession into penetration, and fast. The fans can accept a project, they can even accept growing pains, but they won't accept aimless football without direction or results. Not at this club. Not with the history and standards that come with it. The most worrying aspect for many supporters isn't just the results. It's the lack of identity. What is this Rangers team trying to be? Are they a high-pressing side? Are they possession-based? Are they a counter-attacking threat? Right now, they seem caught in between, and that confusion is spilling over into performances. The players don't look confident. They don't look free. And that hesitancy is contagious. One mistake leads to another, heads drop, and before long, the rhythm is gone. And it's not just on the pitch where cracks are starting to appear. The mood at training, according to those close to the club, has become increasingly tense. Players are aware of the pressure. They hear the noise. They read the headlines. And while some thrive under that kind of scrutiny, others begin to shrink. It's the manager's job to shield his squad from that, to keep them focused and motivated. But when results go against you, even the strongest dressing rooms can fracture. Martin, still relatively new to this level of pressure, now faces the biggest test of his coaching career, not just tactically, but emotionally. Can he rally this group? Can he inspire belief when belief is fading? There's also the question of recruitment. Several of the summer signings, brought in to freshen up the squad, have yet to make a real impact. Whether it's fitness issues, form, or simply a failure to adapt to the demands of Scottish football, too many are still underwhelming. And that has fans asking the hard questions. Were these the right targets? Did the club invest wisely? Or has another window slipped by without truly strengthening the spine of the team? When Rangers are at their best, there's a bite to their play, a directness and intensity that overwhelms opponents. Right now, that edge is missing. The midfield looks functional but uninspired. The wide players are inconsistent. The strikers are isolated. And too often, it feels like chances come from hopeful moments rather than crafted attacks. That lack of fluency is killing momentum and giving the opposition confidence. Hearts will not be an easy fixture. They come to Ibrox knowing full well that the pressure is on the hosts. They'll sit deep, stay compact, and try to frustrate. If Rangers don't move the ball quickly and with intent, it could be another long afternoon. And that's the danger. When confidence is low and the crowd is on edge, frustration builds quickly. One misplaced pass, one missed opportunity, and the noise will turn. Martin needs to manage that atmosphere. He needs his players to play with purpose, to make brave decisions, and to take the game by the scruff of the neck. This isn't just another fixture. This is a defining moment. A chance to quiet the noise, to restore a bit of belief, and to give the fans something to hold on to. Because right now, the discontent is real. Social media is ablaze with criticism. Former players are voicing concerns. And for Martin, the honeymoon is well and truly over. The only thing that can shift the narrative now is results. Talk of long-term projects and tactical philosophy is all well and good, but it means nothing without points on the board. And beyond Hearts, the fixtures don't get any kinder. European commitments, cup competitions, and tricky league games lie ahead. It's a stretch that could define the season and determine whether Martin is the man to lead this team forward. The board might have his back for now, but that backing is conditional. It depends on progress. It depends on performances. And above all, it depends on results. In the meantime, fans will be watching closely. Every team selection, every substitution, every press conference. And unless they start seeing signs of life, signs that this team is moving in the right direction, the calls for change will only grow louder. Ibrox is a place where passion runs deep, but so does expectation. And right now, those expectations are not being met. Martin has the tools. He has the squad. He has the backing, for now. But what he needs most is time. Time to mold the team in his image. Time to build momentum. Time to prove that this shaky start is just that, a start. But in football, especially at a club like Rangers, time is always running out. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications to get all the exclusive news about Rangers FC. Don't overlook any details about your beloved team. It's crucial for Rangers FC fans. Whispers are swirling around Ibrox this week, and they all circle one name, NICO RASKIN. The Belgian midfielder, once hailed as one of Rangers' most promising signings of recent years, could be heading for the exit door far sooner than many expected. Word in the corridors of Scottish football is that a loan deal is being shaped, one that would include an obligation to buy, a move that feels more like a farewell than a temporary arrangement. Supporters are already split on the matter. Some believe Raskin never truly settled into Michael Beale's system, while others insist he was simply unlucky with form and fitness. Regardless, the buzz suggests that clubs abroad have been monitoring his situation closely, and Rangers might be tempted to cash in if the right offer lands on the table. The very fact that talk of an obligation to purchase is tied to the rumored loan hints at a lack of long-term faith in the player from the Ibrox hierarchy. It is all a sharp twist in the narrative, considering the excitement that greeted Raskin's arrival from Standard Liège. Seen as a dynamic midfielder with an eye for a clever pass, he was tipped to be a driving force in the club's engine room for years to come. Yet, only months into his Glasgow stay, the idea of moving him on, permanently, no less, feels like a bold and perhaps controversial step. Insiders whisper that the decision could also be financial. With Rangers juggling squad depth, potential European ambitions, and the pressure of matching Celtic stride for stride, releasing Raskin may free up funds for reinforcements more suited to the current system. Still, it is a gamble that risks unsettling a fan base already anxious for stability. For now, nothing is official, but the chatter is growing louder. Could we really be watching the final days of NICO RASKIN in a Rangers shirt? If so, his time at Ibrox may be remembered less for what he achieved on the pitch and more for the suddenness of his departure. The next few weeks promise to be tense, with one eye on the transfer market and the other on a player whose future looks increasingly uncertain. Greetings, fans. Make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, as it's greatly appreciated by Rangers FC. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments section below. Until the next video, stay tuned.